Testing.
I saw
Alrighty.
Mad Max, and that movie was fucking amazing.
Okay, and we've already gone on a tangent in this episode.
Dude, I'm gonna go see it tomorrow, I think.
Oh man,
Alright.
it's worth every penny you pay for it. It's
Okay.
easily the most amazing movie I've
And
seen all
Action
year.
Club is back with Do or Die 20. And, well, we've already had introductions technically for this one. So, last time, we were on our way to lunch at Swine Dimples. And lunch goes over pretty easily. There's food. There's a variety of it. Anything you want to do during lunch?
Not necessarily, no.
Alright.
I got a little bit of sleep, so Sheena's not quite as lethargic as she was earlier in the morning, but she's still very much out of her A game.
Alrighty. So yeah, lunch happens.
It did.
Lunch is a thing that happened. And then, next on your schedule is a double period for alchemy class. So, with Professor Ungobulus Macoff.
Rihanna is very excited as he's going into the classroom, but then he gets into the classroom and he realizes who the professor is.
Yes.
And it kind of deflates him a little bit.
Yeah.
He makes an actual noise.
Yeah, it might be coming out of his bottom end.
Yeah. No dessert. At least no dessert that will still be good at later on. As Hammer attempts to steal another dessert for later. Fortunately, there's still a bit of there's still about half that cake left.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, you couldn't find anything else to put in there that wouldn't at least. Well, there was pudding, and the pudding will eventually go someplace you don't want. So, fortunately, you're barely smart enough to realize, yeah, bowl of pudding, not a good idea.
Probably not a good idea.
So, as you're entering the class is actually in the basement of the school. One of the few classes that actually is down there.
As well as Torture 101.
Nah, it's more like Detention 101.
Yes, detention.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you kids call it this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Day, place.
Alright, so you find yourselves in the alchemy class. There are similar to Johnny Five's and Sister Miriam's classrooms. It has a desk that could seat probably 2, maybe 3 if you were small enough and didn't mind getting in, poking each other with your elbows. But each of them has 2 cauldrons on them, and some various other, stuff. As you come in, the teacher is revealed to be the patron for Team Gorgon, and is apparently a tiefling who has of the 2-horned variety, except he's missing one of them, or at least a good chunk of one of them. Wait, what just happened?
Somebody's speaker.
I hear me in the background. Turn off Twitch, really. Whoever
Not
has
me.
Twitch.
I have my mic muted.
Somebody has Twitch on. Okay. Cool. Alright, so Professor Bakath. Okay, Professor Bakath, the tiefling with one horn and one missing, strolls, up to the front of the class and takes the roll call. The first one has actually done this. And so everybody eventually gets their name called. And then he starts a little speech. Yeah, I know. So, you've been brought here to learn the subtle science and exact art of alchemy. If you're not as much a big as group of dunderheads as I usually have to teach. So, let's see. I need to figure out who he's going to pick on. Okay. Alrighty. You, Mr. Richardson. What would you get if you added, asphodel and wormwood? Give me. Can you think of hint? Check.
Well, let me see here. What's just an int check? Any int check?
Give me a Arcana check, actually.
All right. Now remember, I do have the feat of Master Mixer, which means I can mix. I can create alchemical items of your level +3 or lower. So I should be able to multiply this by 3.
You just know. Yeah. You're like a sleeping. Yeah, it's a sleeping drought.
Yeah, I might have been a little nervous because it's him, but I know the answer.
Yeah, you give the answer. Go ahead and say it in your Leon voice.
Yeah, maybe a sleeping potion, Professor, sir. Professor.
Well, yes, in a way, yes. It is the most powerful of them, though. But yes, it is a sleeping potion. The basics.
Dweon says, well, of course, why would you create anything that wasn't the most powerful?
Because you want them to wake up. Eventually. Anyways, so, yes, who here can, you, Mr. Snapdragon, can you tell me what you get when you speak, what, the difference is between, Aconite and Wolfsbane? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give me a check?
What do you want? Nature roll, maybe?
Nature might work, Arcana might work as well, whichever you're better at.
Okay. Oh, nat 20 on my nature.
Nice.
Alright, you're like, there is no difference. They're the same plant. Just different names for it, and from different regions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're the same?
Actually, he's kind of surprised by this, not having expected this pixie to actually know the answer. It is a surprise to him. Alrighty.
Woohoo! Go Team Doom Riders!
Alrighty. Alright, Mr. Hammer. Do you know where
Here
I'd
comes our
go
Dom.
to find what I'd do to find a boudoir? Make your negative id check.
Kind of looks a little tiny bit of nervous. Just a bit nervous. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got a 1. Well, 3 minus 2.
Didn't get a negative 1.
Yeah, right.
And what do you
no
say?
idea.
No, yes.
Make something up.
The bathroom.
Sad. You're on such a roll. Well, unfortunately, you can't win them all.
I mean, I just hit people with hammers, so it's just what I did.
So, well, at the very least, some of you are competent or lucky, one or the other. So, and somebody has the echo again.
Somebody's speakers are up. That's what it is.
Yeah. Alrighty. So somebody needs to turn their speakers down a bit. Anyways. So we'll start with something simple, I guess. And he basically pulls out a big orb and just kind of taps it on a big chalkboard, and basic instructions come up on it. Here, written on it. The instructions are on the blackboard for the making of alchemist's fire. I do not expect any of you to actually succeed, but whoever does best, well, you'll at least not embarrass yourself. So, we're going to do a skill challenge here. How do you figure out how to do this?
Ooh la la.
We had to pick alchemy to do it.
Well, you might actually be able to get something out of this if you're good enough. So,
whenever he says, like, it's like an alchemy class, like, create alchemist fire, Sheena kind of gives him this look like, really? That look of asking a professional sprinter to run faster than 6th graders.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Dweon would probably give him the same look if, he wasn't so excited. That, like,
Oh
my god, something I learned is finally being used.
Exactly.
Let's just give you, we'll just mark you as initiative at this. Dweon.
Yes.
Dweon is technically up first because, they put your name up there first. So what are you going to do to try and figure out how to make this alchemist fire?
Now, okay, so what did he exactly write on the board? Did he just write down alchemist fire? Or did he write down a formula?
Fire and like instructions on how to make it and stuff. And apparently you have there are like some bottles and stuff and jars labeled on your desks. You have the ingredients and stuff you need, but how do you've never actually made alchemist fire? You as an artificer have learned at least how to make something the caustic acid, since you already have that as the ability to make that. But not everybody has actually done alchemy, and being asked to do it right, from the,
But can you do it without a
class.
transmutation circle?
What?
I said, but can you do it without a transmutation circle?
So basically, you're basically being given this task to see how well you'll do, to see how well you can do it without actually being trained. So, does Dweon know how to, at least start this alchemist fire stuff?
Well, he looks over at the formula. He kind of gathers everybody around the cauldrons, and he says, Well, if you'll just look at that, it's pretty self-explanatory that you got to add the newt's tongue here to the flame. You turn this flame on here, and then you add a little bit of this brimstone powder stuff.
And has anybody actually anybody else in the team, are you actually taking Dweon seriously?
Well,
Not
as far
really.
as I know, he's the only.
Okay, just making sure. So you're at
Yeah.
least listening to him and hoping he knows what he's doing.
Yes.
Alrighty, so go for it, Dweon. How are you?
I'm going to roll an Arcana check.
Alright, see if you've got everything right.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
I rolled
that's a 21.
I rolled a 12 plus a 9, and that is a 21.
Yes, you've pretty much got everything. You've got the first part of it, basically giving everybody put this in here, stir 5 times clockwise, twice counterclockwise. Oh yeah, don't forget about the fire, and put the flame on after you've done the first set of stirs.
Yes, and I make sure to say, okay, you got to be careful because if you do it 6 times, it could explode in our faces, guys. So just keep that in mind, Hammer.
Alrighty, Hammer's up next. Do you remember not to do it 6 times?
I mean, probably. I mean, I'm paying. I would say I'm paying attention.
Yes, you're paying attention, but you have no. Well, yeah. Just maybe some kind of check, like you're to try and make sure you don't forget. Perhaps just to make sure. Something you're good at least.
Well, there's not a lot of stuff I'm good at.
Do you have a good?
I'll roll. Hey, how about I roll an insight check
Okay.
to see if I that's not the right one because insight is whether he believes
how about
what you say.
perception to make sure you paid attention? Very carefully.
Yeah. Okay.
At the very least, should not be
Well, I
horrible.
got an 18, so
Yeah,
it's not terrible.
You remember enough. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back 1, back 2. Fire. You have to basically count out loud just to make sure, but yeah, you got it. Got that first.
Dweon gives you a pat on the back, and he's like, "Good job there, man. See, you got this down."
All right, Sheena. Sheena's turn to do something for the.
She wasn't really paying attention to Dweon. She's looking at the instructions on the blackboard, and so she's going to follow them. She's going to make her Arcana check.
Okay, she's going for Arcana herself.
Yes.
Dweon.
Yeah. She was kind of looking at it and wondering, why am I supposed to pig snout, funky chicken? Wait. Yeah, she's really tired and she can't quite focus on the instructions. Unfortunately. Her little nap wasn't quite enough.
Dweon is he kind of looks over at her or at Sheena, who is just kind of doing something a little off. She doesn't. Yeah. It's not a complete failure, but and he's just like, no, that's not the right way. What are you doing? Aren't you paying attention?
She just turns her head over slowly, like huge bags under her eyes, and she's like, and turns away.
Does change shape to actually make them look even bigger than they should be?
No, it's just her eye. There's bags under her eyes, and she just looks over at him, stares deep into his soul, and then turns back.
Do an intimidate check.
I could.
Yeah, do one. I just want to see what happens.
Yeah.
It's not so scary as much as it is kind of sad.
Yeah, Leon just like shrugs a little bit. He's like, never mind. Snappy. We can pull this out, man.
All right,
You just
Snappy,
gotta
what
do
do you
this.
do?
All right. So first off, where is Vic, our Professor Bickoff?
Professor Bakoth is basically kind of looking around at different at some of the other teams right now. It seems like your group is going to be like next, in the way he seems to be going around. So
All right, but he is kind of walking around.
he's walking around checking on progress.
All right.
Of
Are we
some other,
talking like a chalkboard he wrote this recipe on?
more or less. It's a big
Okay.
chalkboard, yeah, type thing.
I would like to try and stealth past all my other classmates and the professor and alter the recipe on the board to mess up the other teams.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
He's basically around here going from this team and heading towards your table, yeah. He'll be there
Yeah.
probably after your action. So yeah, go for it.
Yes, go Team Dragon Riders.
Come on. Oh!
Shit.
Yes. You start
Wait,
flying and then
Ben,
you
can you
find
tell
there,
us, Ben?
and then you find that you start flying around and then find bump right into him.
Can you tell us what you rolled there, Ben? Just curious.
I rolled a nat 1 plus 12 is a nat 1. I was like, I've got a plus 12. I'm safe.
Unless you roll a natural one.
Action point.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Sheena didn't see you.
Do that.
Then again, Sheena can hardly see what's in front of her right now, so.
Yeah. So, well, how is your group doing? And he sees it. Well, you have at least two tables and two sets of pairs of cauldrons. Dweon's is doing well. Hammer is doing pretty okay so far. Sheena, Sheena's kind of the liquid that's supposed to be in there is not so much anymore. And kind of boiled away, and she's got a strange little lump of something in the bottom. It's sizzling. Snappy! Well, Snappy apparently didn't even start and was more intent on changing doing a little prank than actually making the potion. At least yet.
Well, I was hoping I could, get others off so that I'd look better.
Yes. Fascinating. You seem to have discovered how to make invisible potion, or you haven't done any work yet. Either way.
Well, I mean, I am really small, and I'm trying to deal with a big cauldron.
Yes, true. Perhaps you would like a, enlarging solution to help you with this.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yes, unfortunately I don't have any available at this time, but I will make a note of preparing some, perhaps,
Like,
for
well,
next
well,
week.
I would give you some enlarging solution, but for some reason I always find it to be missing from my stores.
Yes, and I will need to order some ingredients for it, too. We might have it next week, or we might not. But I would suggest you at least attempt to perform the work.
Oh, okay.
What's a most unusual dumpling you have in here?
I know.
I did not
right?
know Yeah, I've never seen purple dumplings before.
Right. Alchemy's not really my thing. Been studying all sorts of other fields of the arcane, but alchemy was never really.
Excuses. Hmm. Okay. Just walks by again. You should add some more water to this, or the more liquid to this. It seems on the verge of boiling away. And continues to the other table.
Which she's like, damn it, Turg!
Yeah. So.
But Turg thought we making hot things, so Turg put in hot sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, this time, as on Goblet, just heads there. Turg's cauldron kind of cracks and explodes.
And Turg licks his lips. Mmm, tasty.
Mm-hmm.
And Gobby's like, Turg, what we are making is not supposed to be tasty, it's supposed to kill you.
Yes, it's supposed to burn things. Do you not know how to burn things?
Turg get burned by things. Not know how make things burn.
Uh-huh, sure. So we continue the skill challenge. Guion. The next section of instructions.
Yes. Oh, are we supposed to make another skill check roll?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably something different, just to be.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, for variety's sake.
So what I'm going to do, I think, is Dweon kind of looks over the table and he's going to, let's see, he's going to make a, can I make a, he looks at the ingredients on here and he notices that a couple of the fire blossoms that we're supposed to put in this alchemist potion, they look a little wilted. Or he's going to try to notice that. So he's going to make a nature roll and try to determine whether or not these will actually work in here or if it'll make it less potent.
Okay, alrighty.
So let's see. 1 second. And I roll. Not so good. I rolled a 5 plus a 4.
Yeah,
5 plus
fine.
4.
In fact, you probably only need 1 instead of 2. Now, really, they're big. They're fairly big. You probably only need 1, not 2. So, yeah. You're thinking. Yeah. Plop.
Now, Andrew, can I ask you this? Because this is such an important thing to Dweon, can I spend an action point to re-roll that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I allow that things, but yeah. That kind of thing. Action point.
All right, because I only rolled a 5, which I don't really feel good about, so...
Yes, you can go ahead and roll a 4.
Yeah, we'll see. So I'm going to roll I'm going to spend my action point and roll again. Yeah, I rolled a little bit better. I rolled 11 plus 4.
Yeah, you rethink it. Maybe I should put the second one in. Put the second one in, and it seems to be going well, for the moment at least.
Cool. He seems pretty happy with himself, but he's also he's concentrating very hard on his cauldrons in front of him.
Alrighty. Alright, Hammer. Hammer needs to do something to figure out what he's doing.
Okay, so let's see here. So we've got a pretty good brew going, right?
Well, you're each doing it yourself, but you've basically you've got somebody who seems to know what he's doing in Dweon, at least. Kind of guiding the others a little bit.
Yeah, we're all I'm assuming we're kind of doing this all kind of on the same table. And,
well, you're doing up the same 2 tables, so basically you have it so you can, tables are next to each other, basically.
And let's see here, because my character is really not at so good at this.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to roll Let's see, what do we want to do here?
Bluff check to fake it.
I was gonna go with actually with a heal check. If I did a heal check on the potions right now to see how close we are to like something that might actually poison us or might actually put us to sleep.
Well, actually, you're making alchemist fire, so you're looking to see how much to make things make fire.
Didn't we mention something about sleep potions?
It was a question he asked at the beginning.
Okay.
But you're making alchemist fire right now.
Well, I guess I'm really bad at this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and
try to make a sleep potion when we're trying to make fire potions.
Yeah. I'll roll a bluff check to be like, I'm doing great, you guys.
Alrighty.
Like it.
And I rolled a 14, which is probably not great.
Well, at least you're at least convincing your other members pretty much that you're doing it. Professor McCoth is not having any of it, but you've managed to convince at least most of the other students that yeah, you're doing fairly well at least. You haven't made it explode yet.
Well, that's good.
Alrighty, Sheena, what are you doing to try and figure out how to make a potion?
All right, she's thinking that maybe the fact she's constantly looking at the board cauldron is kind of messing her up. So she's gonna make a history check to read the instructions and then see if she can retain them. Without having to constantly look back and forth.
She's gonna try and see if she can remember things. So she can do it. So she can do it in one straight go. All right, go for it. Trying to memorize things.
The 26.
You do pretty good. You're pretty sure you've got everything. You kind of go over it, kind of read it kind of under your breath, just to kind of make sure you get it all. And you're pretty sure you've got the instructions, but you're gonna have to hurry to get done before the class is over. It took you a little while to get all of it in. You had to read it like 2 or 3 times just to make sure you got it all. Alrighty,
working under pressure, right? Best.
You've got the instructions down packed. You just have to get them, done, and you'll probably have enough time, but not much more than that. And Snappy, what are you?
Oh
doing?
boy.
Snappy is just like he commits seppuku and he's like, I have failed.
I know, I have like nothing to do this with, so
maybe just puke into it.
You could always help. Well,
bluff. It's your only option.
Bluff the stupid teacher.
I am considering bluffing.
You could also.
I'm a fire pixie. I kind of know fire. Let's just throw something in that looks fiery.
Not exactly.
Alrighty. Alright. Whatever you're doing, go ahead and do it.
Oh gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Bluff or do I diplomatize? Oh my gosh.
Whatever you want to do. Or you could always, maybe acrobatics to, stir well or something, or make it look like you're stirring well or something.
I do have acrobatics.
Or athletics for that.
Bluff it.
Bluff it. Go.
Alright.
Alright.
I think I want to look around for someone that seems like they've got it pretty well done. I don't know if that's going to be Dweon or what.
Dweon at your table pretty much has it done. At the table next to you, you're pretty sure Ignition and Copper have it down packed pretty much. And they're probably Copper would probably be the closest one to actually, if you're thinking what I'm thinking you're doing.
Well, I think in 2 different ways I'm trying to decide between.
So I'd either just sabotage somebody else's or steal somebody else's?
It's either steal somebody else's or diplomatize someone to help me by giving me part of theirs.
Okay.
I mean, I guess Dweon is on my team.
Yeah, he'd probably wouldn't be too much too opposed to giving you a little bit or something.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to diplomatize Dweon to give me some of his, and it doesn't have to be a lot because I'm little, and I can just say that I didn't want to mix a giant vat with this little
there you
body.
go.
Just mix enough for one dose, not 5 or 6.
So that is
Alrighty.
24.
Nice.
Alrighty. So Dweon, do you accept his are you going to help Snappy?
Oh, most definitely. He's my teammate, and Dweon this is his deal. He just wants to share the love of
You just know so much.
share the love of throwing things or making things on fire here. So
Snappy's laying on the compliments really thick. I just can't believe you did this. This is just so great.
Oh,
the
and
fastest in the class.
Dweon's just eating it up. I mean, he might not. He doesn't. If you're sincere or not, he doesn't care. Or doesn't even notice. He just eating it up. He doesn't get this a lot, so he's like, oh yeah. Oh, most definitely, Snappy. All you got to do is this and this, and here, take a little bit of mine here because I got so much of this crap right now. And
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, then Snappy will take it back, kind of throw it in his little cauldron, and try and pretend he was doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And since Sheena's in the area, she sees this, and her eye starts twitching, and she looks at Dweon and is like, "You do realize you're getting played, right?"
So what does Dweon do about that?
He looks at Sheena, and I think that he just kind of looks at her and kind of gives her a mean mug. He just thinks that she's just being mean to him again. And he's just so he just looks at her, kind of glares at her a little bit, and is just like, yeah, whatever. You're just jealous.
Mm-hmm. And we've got one more round of skill checks, I guess, just to make sure.
Yeah, okay.
See how well you guys did.
All right.
So what will Dweon do this time?
Let me think here. So, I'm going to. Actually, what I'm going to do is, because I just helped Snappy,
yeah,
I'm gonna kind of look around the table and see who might be struggling. Okay. See who might be struggling, and I'm gonna make a perception check to just see who might need help, and then I'm gonna go over there and try to help them as much as I can. Does that sound good? All right. So perception check. Crit 20.
Yes.
Oh,
you see everybody. Basically, Hammer probably could use a little help. Snappy has your stuff.
No, I'm fine. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm great.
Sheena is just getting started, but seems to be doing everything perfectly. Though it took her a while to get it. Actually, you can see in the other teams, Nishan definitely has it. Copper has something at least close. Turg is still wiping up the fire from his exploded thing.
He's licking his face. That's this best barbecue sauce Turg ever made.
Oh, Dweon's only concerned about his team.
Yeah, but
he doesn't care what everybody else is doing. Yeah.
And as you're kind of glancing back this way, you realize, yeah, this team is not doing very well at all. She might have it. It seems to be the right kind of steam coming off of it at least, but everybody else is kind of crap. And crap for that.
Fang wants smash! V-Core wants smash!
V-Core Fang Bro Fist!
Yeah, we smash together!
Yeah. So, Dweon, yeah, Hammer could probably use a little help. At the very least, maybe an advice at the very least. It seems to be boiling away a lot faster than it should be.
Okay, so I definitely see that with my perception, and I go over and help him.
Yeah. Or at least you could, push your still fairly full pitcher of whatever the liquid is towards him and say, might want to add that some. Hammer, what will you do?
He is going to pull out. He's going to try and be all nifty with his move. You know, he grabs the liquid that he just got, and what he's going to do is he's going to do a neat little acrobatics move, just to kind of like dazzle the teacher. Just to be like, just to like make him forget about how incompetent I am about making stuff.
Okay. Try to make it look like look cool.
Yeah. So, it's the old chef at a restaurant move to make it seem like you're doing so much better than just chopping onions or whatever.
Yeah.
So let's roll an arc. Oh, hey, there's a crit 20.
Alrighty. Yeah. You basically do the thing where, how they do the thing with pouring the liquid where they pull it up and just enough comes out the whole time.
And he does that other thing that you've seen on YouTube videos where he has the one container in his hand and he's like twirling around with it and just the right amount of liquids are going everywhere.
Yeah,
it looks really cool.
Really good job of that.
And what's his butt is off my case for a little bit.
Yeah.
I was going to say, too bad Bakath is on the other side of the classroom.
Yeah, unfortunately he wasn't watching, but, you did good. Sheena.
Then he goes back and twiddles his thumb a little more.
Alright, so now that Sheena's got the right method down, it's back to Arcana to execute it properly this time.
Alrighty.
Here goes nothing. Almost a crit 20.
Well, you did pretty good. You did very good. You got it right, and it's only like 2 minutes left till the end of class, and everything seems to be right.
Just as planned.
Alrighty. Just as planned. Snappy! What are you going to do for your the last couple of minutes left?
Well, since I've got, some of Dweon's, I know that I'm pretty good.
As long as you don't boil it away.
So I am going to bluff and start talking, not loudly, but loud enough I know the tables nearby can hear.
The Copper and Sparky, maybe Frost also here.
Hey, guys, did y'all see them? Did you see what they added? I can't believe that.
Yeah, pointing. I assume you're pointing at like the other table way over here.
Oh, that's going to blow up everywhere. 9 plus 9 is 18.
All right, yeah.
Yikes.
You're pretty sure. And at about this time, Vicor starts leaking.
He starts leaking
out. No, his cauldron starts leaking out the one corner as it kind of cracks and fire starts going down the table and then onto the floor.
Nice.
Yep.
What a loser.
And at this point, he comes over and sighs. Well, and puts like a set of like little like vials. Well, looks like you actually succeeded mostly. Go ahead and fill them up.
Dweon very carefully fills them up, very proudly.
Yep.
Very proudly fills them up. He's like, "Good job, team.
Yep.
We might actually do this hero thing after all."
So, Dweon can fill like 4 vials, and Snappy's can fill a 5th. So you have 5 vials of level 1 Alchemist Fire.
Okay.
What about Sheena? She did pretty damn fantastic.
Okay, fine. She gets 1 too. She wants to have 1, but yeah. Basically, you do get a good chunk, and I will send you a thing with the info in Skype once I find it.
She just kind of fills it up, kind of half-heartedly, like, alchemy's not really my thing. And she holds up the Dweon's like, "Hey, you're an alchemist. You want it?"
Yeah, So the information, just in case you need it for later on.
Hey, can mine do 1 point of damage? Because it's that bad.
Well, I'm assuming that some of you will at least give others to other people who might need them.
Yeah, how many do we have total here?
You have a total of 6. You have a 6
pack.
Well, one of them does 1 damage because mine was terrible.
Well, yours was terrible and kind of stuck to the most of it stuck to the cauldron.
It's solidified and you can't remove it from the cauldron.
More or less.
You'd have to break the cauldron.
I throw it at Copper just to try and break the cauldron.
Yeah.
No? Oh no, that's a bad idea. Okay.
Bad idea.
So wait. Okay. So Sheena, you don't really want one, or do we ask her? So you don't want any of this? This is great stuff.
Sheena shakes her head and she's like, "No, that's why I've studied magic, so I don't have to depend on little tricks like this."
He shrugs and dismisses you, and he kind of turns over to you, Ben, and what's that?
Which one? Who are you talking to?
Oh, he turns over to Snappy. He's like, "Well, can you hold these? I mean, they're a little bit big for you. Can you store these anywhere?"
I mean, I could, but I don't really want them either.
Oh, okay. Well, your loss. And he kind of hands half of them to Hammer, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, do you want them? I mean, do you want some of these?"
I mean, I don't want them, but I'll carry them for you.
He shrugs and he's like, "Well, here, take a couple of them, and they could come in handy. You never know."
Yeah.
And so
Snappy lights himself on fire to demonstrate.
Yeah. So Dewey stashes a bunch of them in there. Now, Andrew, seeing that I went to an alchemy class, can I add this formula to my...
Well, you can, more or less, you will have more classes on these, and basically, after you've completed the classes for the creation of this, you will have you'll be able to basically have that more or less for free.
Sweet.
But
so is this a level?
They were not expecting you to actually succeed, or at least the teacher wasn't. It was just seeing how well you could do with a sample thing. You'll perfect your skills in it in the next few classes of it.
Okay, so I can't add the formula to my book yet, or can I?
No, not yet. But in say you'll have at least 1 or 2 more classes of this. Once you've completed the classes on Alchemist Fire, you can add it to your.
Okay.
This is the first of 2 or 3. Maybe.
Okay, sounds fair enough.
Pretty much, I know you get more benefit out of it than the other characters for the most part, but it's
I'm gonna get as many formulas as I can.
It's also something that Hammer might want to have a ranged weapon if he gets immobilized or something, or stuck somewhere, or
I give him a couple of them
and mark the thing across the pit, for example, if he can't quite get across easily.
In a metagaming sense, fire is good around me.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or, Hammer's immobilized, fire, the Snappy's over there and burning things. You might as well burn things next to him.
Because he's not going to get hurt by it.
Plus, you can give me resistance to fire with that armor thing, right?
Yeah. You'll have
theoretically, you could just do that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Also note, Hammer, if he throws an alchemist fire at something, he can mark that thing that he threw it at.
Yeah, true.
And sometimes marking the thing over there that can't quite get to you might be a good idea. Or that will take all of its actions to get to you. If it wants to actually attack you. Or just eat up the penalty. But anyways, as for this session, that's pretty much... I need to... Well, how long do you think you can continue on?
I'm on, so I'm good.
You're up for a little more? What about you?
I can go for maybe 30 more minutes. I gotta I got a buddy that's having some woman problems, so he's going to be coming over here and crashing. So I'm guessing when he shows up here, he's going to probably want to spill his guts. So
Yeah, I understand.
I might have to
committing
bail
seppuku.
when he shows up.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he might. He might want to, or I might want to after he's done talking.
That is how you spill your guts.
Yes.
Alrighty, so I take it we won't quite have enough for the rest. Well, we can at least do a few last things. For
That's
example,
cool.
your Dweon's first detention is this
Oh
evening.
God, that's
Don't
right.
we have a battle fight? I mean, a battle class too.
Yeah,
Or is
the
that going to
next
take?
day.
That's tomorrow.
I thought
The
that was
second day
today.
of classes is mostly that.
Okay.
That's your
I thought that
main
was today.
class,
Yes.
really, that day.
Sweet.
They'll probably take a lot out of you. So, Dweon is told that after dinner he is to report to detention, and he's given where it's supposed to be, how to get there.
He drags his ass over there,
and he finds Professor Stonescar, aka Professor Throg, there.
Now, what does Professor Throg look like?
Professor Throg is this fella here.
So is he a half-orc or what?
He is a half-orc.
Crikey!
He is a half-orc. And yes, you've got it what he is, more or less. Okay. So actually, Ben could actually go right now because it's mostly going to be Dweon we're doing stuff with. So,
All right.
he wants to go for.
We're gonna have tea and slumber parties.
All right.
Have a good one, Ben.
Have a good one. See you next week.
Yep.
Later, Ben.
Bye. All right, Dweon and Professor Throg.
What does the detention room look like?
The detention. Well, you're not reporting to a specific detention room. You're reporting to what appears to be some kind of not exactly a garden, but like a plant growing area, kind of a greenhouse like thing.
Okay. I don't like the sound of this already.
Yeah,
Dweon's not much into physical labor.
Well, Dweon is well, yeah. Professor Stonescar's there and is like, early. Good. So, detention tonight for you. And he points at what appears to be a bunch of pots and like a pile of like soil and a couple of and what appear to be like some kind of like seeds or plant like bulbs for like some kind of plant.
Okay.
You will be potting plants for use in potions and alchemical items.
And
as well as cures and healing.
And Dweon says, okay, what do you want me to do, Professor Songskar?
Alrighty. Throg will demonstrate, then you will continue. So he takes what appears to be a little like trowel. There's a pot. He puts a trowel full of this like dirt and kind of a little bit of compost in. Puts another. Takes a bulb, puts it in the middle, and two more scoops on top and pats it down on the top. You will do this for next hour.
No, okay, so Dweon very gingerly takes the trowel from Professor Stonescar.
Yeah.
He surprisingly, for as messy as Dweon tends to be, he really doesn't want to get dirty here. So it's kind of he kind of awkwardly just kind of starts shoveling the dirt and scooping it, just very cautiously to the sides, making sure not to get any on his fingers. And I'm going to do a nature check to see how well I do with this stuff.
Alrighty. Go for it.
I rolled a 13 plus a 4, so I rolled a 17. So Dweon feels like this isn't that hard of a job to
Is it
do.
hard? It just might be a little bit boring.
Just a little monotonous, and he's not very fast at doing it because of all the time he's taking into, and he just doesn't want to get it on himself.
Alrighty. Alright, so time passes for a while. You pretty much do about 20 or so at least before you even check about time.
Okay. And all the while, he's just kind of like sighing a lot and just kind of not having a lot of energy, and
Yeah.
he's not really
At this
excited to do
point,
this
Professor
at all.
Stonescar is like, you do know detention is all of these. You will come back each night till all of these done. And he points, and there's about 40 or 50 of them total left.
Dweon just has this very sour look on his
You are
face right now.
faster. You have less nights of detention then.
Dweon says, "Yeah, I get it. And he just continues to slowly just scoop and dig and prod.
Yeah. It goes slowly and even slower, and it takes forever. And you'll actually and before you realize it, it's actually been more than there's only like about a dozen left now. And it really isn't that late, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
So, if you could finish them up all last dozen or so, you might not have to have a detention next day.
No, Dweon is not that far-sighted, so he definitely, as soon as he can, he gets the heck out of there, whether they're done or not.
Well, you still have, Professor Stonescar has been watching over you. And has been looking over and has been checking all your work.
Okay.
And you have done, while you've been fairly slow, you've done pretty much everything perfectly so far. And he thinks for a moment before he dismisses you. Throg make deal with you. You finish last dozen, Throg give you something you might like.
Dweon, of course, his greedy goblin side, piques his interest, and so he's like, "Oh, well, what do you got?"
Throg have something fancy you might like. Throg, while you finish, Throg go get it.
At the moment he says something. At the moment he says something fancy. Dweon's attitude changes. He gets right into the dirt. He just starts digging furiously, trying to, very quickly finish them as fast as possible.
Don't let, alrighty. Throg actually is gone for a little while, and will comes back after a while. You're basically just about done. You're finishing up. You're just started the last one.
Okay.
As he's coming back. Yes. Remember, last one. Finish. And I give you a nice thing.
Okay, as soon as he's, I mean, Dweon is very anxious to get this nice thing, so he is, just getting this stuff done as fast as possible.
Alright, I need to find the thing I was going to give you. Okay. Yeah, this'll do. Alright, so you finish up the last little bit, and he gives you a little... It looks like a cloth, some kind of cloth. It's in the Skype chat right now. And it appears to be kind of a hood with a not a really long cloak, but a cloak type thing.
Is it fairly nice looking, or is it kind of
It,
mundane looking? How would you
it looks
describe
like
it?
it looks like it could use a clean, but underneath the little bit of grime on it, it does look like it's been fairly well made. It's kind of got this as far as you can tell, it's kind of a slightly faded blue with like this kind of like silverish trim on like the edges. Like the bottom edge has this kind of silvery trim and a simple like it kind of looks kind of like waves for a bit, like the waves on the ocean at the very bottom edge, and it's got like a slightly faded blue,
Oh.
Mid blue.
Oh yeah, I mean, being a goblin, he just grabs that out of his hands, but then remembers that that he's supposed to be thankful. So he's like, well, thank you, Professor. This is very kind of you. I will make sure to wear this proudly. Go Team Dragon Riders, or no, Doom Riders.
Dweon can't even remember his own team name. Yes. And so you can figure out what it does after a little while, looking at it and working with it and figuring out things.
Yeah, I'll do like an Arcana check on it if you want me to, or something like that.
It'll tell you whether, at least you'll be able to tell how well you figure out things to start out with. Yeah, you're pretty sure it'll help you, evade things and protects your mind a bit and protects your bodily constitution and fortitude type stuff. Oh, and yeah, it'll protect you from harm for a little while too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dweon puts it on and wears it proudly around. He feels like he's finally earning the respect that he desires.
Alrighty. So yes, you have a neat little item for doing well with your detention.
Cool. I'm glad I showed up.
Stoneguard does say, "Do not think this a reward for doing bad, simply for making up. It is simply a reminder that you should not, do so, badly at everything. Find what you're good at, and do it well."
Dweon says, oh, yes, Professor Stonescar, of course. And as soon as he turns his back, he's out of the area,
Alrighty. And Dweon almost runs into a cat with one eye.
Cat. Oh, that's right. He does have that cat, that bobcat or whatever.
The cat kind of just, rubs up against, Dweon's, Dweon's pretty short, so Dweon's thigh and just walks by. And I think we'll leave it there, except for one last little thing. Hammer has been looking. Dweon will eventually see that Hammer was not in his was wandering about a little bit late, as he kind of comes in at about the same time you're coming in.
Oh, okay. I'm like, hey, Hammer, what's going on, man?
Just out observing the evening night air.
So what do you think of this place? I mean, some of the teachers seem pretty cool. I mean, check out this cloak I just got, I mean, that was pretty cool. But what about some of the other teachers? I mean, they're kind of douchebags, don't you think?
Well, I don't like the other students get on my nerves. There's
Yes.
some curious things about the professors, I feel. Not that I know, but you have that feeling.
Oh yeah, I mean like that Professor Bakath or whatever. I mean, he's kind of, I mean, whatever. He might know a lot about alchemy, but dude, I do not trust him at all.
I find it best not to trust anyone. Have a good night. And he walks into his room.
Dweon just standing there scratching his head.
Alrighty, I think we'll finish up here. Alrighty, everybody. We're going now. Bye.
That was fun.
Bye.
All right.
Bye. Stop
See you later.
3, 2.